What are the good opportunities happening right now in crypto? I've just got back from Solana Accelerate. Very, very pumped. Some missed opportunities, some very fruitful opportunities. Let's dive in. Watch to the end. We're going to speed run this, but it is packed full of pure alpha. So first things first, Abu Dhabi, December 11th to 13th. This will be for Breakpoint 2025. $250 tickets. It expires today. It's very well worth it in my personal opinion. Because one, it's reasonable. Two, Abu Dhabi means you can fly anywhere from basically the majority of the world in one flight. It's a very big hub. It's not going to be too hot at that time of year. It's going to be quite nice. Like it's winter. It's going to be really, really nice. And I tell you, Solana Accelerate was legitimately epic. And getting in real life and actually seeing speakers, speaking to those magical internet friends that you meet, it's very worthwhile. Other cool Solana news that's happening, there's so much stuff that's like properly really cool, but one really cool thing is Solana Attestation service. And what this basically allows you to do, as it's still being built out, they did a live demo, didn't work very well at Accelerate, and I didn't catch it, but one of my researchers said it didn't work, but this is properly the future. You'll be able to KYC and then link it to a wallet and then just link that wallet to other things. And that would be it'd be your accreditation done. You don't have to just redo it. And that's just one thing. On-chain reputation, which is fantastic, that's one thing that we can see down here. Simon from Solana ID, this is what he's working on. And Solid hasn't had like super huge success right now, but with this tech being built out better and better, I think this would be fantastic. This is coming from the Solana team. It'd be integrated by whoever, but I think it could do well for these sort of services. Axiom, which is something I don't trade with. I'm trading with GMGN, but Axiom is now in Y Combinator's history. This is the fastest growing company with $100 million of revenue in 5 months. So this is just meme coin trench revenue. It does very, very well. You can see it's grown even after like the max extract zone. It's just been doing better and better. And this just teaches people to get a major edge in meme coinery, but it's also high risk, high reward. Basically, they are selling everyone the shovels, which is fantastic. Seekers start shipping on August 4th. I saw these and we didn't get like a full walkthrough of it. The camera still needs to be worked out or at least shown to us. And when these ship as well, I imagine like they're not going to be as primed or polished as an iPhone, nowhere near that. But they're a lower base point. It is the future of crypto. And there's very few blockchains that have decent phones. There's one other on Ethereum, which is not probably going to find that much product market fit. I think this does pretty damn well. You can still pre-order these. I've got 3 of them coming, but you need to go put in your actual your actual physical address. Now, if you come to the website here and you put in your email and whatnot, you go to the next point, you may notice a few issues with billing, which I'll just quickly tell you. Like Token Guy said it had to pay another $450. Chris said there was like a taxes glitch with him, and then it went away the next day, and the next day someone else saw it again. This person had taxes here, but there may be taxes that you have to pay. Have to see how it's done in the EU. I'm kind of hoping what they do is they just put a massive shipment in the EU and then distribute from there, so it's far better for everybody, as opposed to if they ship everything from like the US or whatnot, and we have to pay massive taxes in Europe. Now, what the goal of Seeker, this is Anatoly just speaking through. I'm going to keep it far more simple for you. But the goal of the Seeker is basically to have a competitive ecosystem which makes crypto adoption far easier. That's the broad goal. Now, Apple are fantastic at what they do, but it's extraordinarily closed. And sometimes that's good because you can't have like scam apps as easily. They have to go through a review process. Android is more open, but there's still like limits there. This here talks about how someone could go and clone Apple. You could go and find the manufacturers. You can make the OS look exactly the same. But at the end of the day, it will have something that's called a different root certificate. and it will say that it's not an Apple device. And that's why when you send a text message, it'll be a green bubble instead of a blue bubble, which apparently stops people from dating another person in the US. I don't have an iPhone, but it's big. It's like, it's network effects. It's like Solana Maxi or Bitcoin Maxi or ETH Maxi, but an iPhone Maxi. And how this all works is something called TE, which I prompted it regarding Grok here, but it's Trusted Execution Environment Platform Infrastructure Network. And essentially, it's a certificate which means that like the certificate has to approve different devices. It's going to be run by a DAO. And so it's not only going to be seekers. If in the future, I bet if Apple comes along, I doubt it. Let's see someone else. If Nothing Phone comes along, says, we like what you're building, cool, we're going to create a Nothing Phone and we'd like this. Then the DAO can go and say, yes, this device is allowed to operate using the Solana OS. And there's so much stuff that is connected to this. And of course, it's a major gamble. But like $500, I think it's worth a gamble. Plus, there is that new token coming along, SKR, which will take a little bit of time to do well, but it could potentially do well. So I think this is a bit of a no-brainer to even pre-order one now. First shipment starts in August. All right. Next bit of news, tokenized treasuries. They are just coming on chain, top 7 billion. Just more and more tokenized treasuries coming on. And I think this is the greatest thing for real world assets. I still believe at some stage there's going to be this massive tokenization of physical real estate, which is what I think goes in line with this 18.6 year property cycle, which Jason Piscino talks about, Phil Anderson speaks about. When we start to see it's far too impossible to go and buy a house, but you can go and buy 1/100th of a house, and then you claim a little bit of rent. And this is just getting you onto the ladder, the property ladder. That stuff hasn't actually come off yet. Instead, we're going to see tokenized treasuries. And one thing that's going to be hitting very, very soon is with Drift Institutional, and this is with Accred. This also relates to Kamino. I believe they're going to have like liquidity pools for it, but I'll cover that when we can see it. So if you were to do this traditionally, you would, you'd need like a whole lot of capital. It wouldn't be like small amounts, like 2,500 for like private, I think 100,000 or more for an institution. And what you can basically put into this is you can buy this kind of portfolio, which has a share yielding around 9.5%, which is boring for our DeFi gains, but it's exciting for traditional finance. Like to earn that, you're not actually, but you're almost outdoing inflation. Next bit of news is from Huma Finance. The eligibility checker is live. I did a post on Twitter about this. I'm just going to keep it very, very short. Fantastic idea to do what they've done. Super fantastic. But just a note for anybody else out there doing this. If there is an in real life conference on, people shouldn't go with their ledgers. So give them a few days to get involved. If they're at an in real life conference, there's side events, they're going to miss all this. And all I'm saying is, with this, they've done everything so well. They're aligned with Jupiter and Meteor, who were there as well, like with a small presence, but they were there. And then give people a couple of days to travel and get back to their countries or cities before they can enter. So I would say poor timing, and because of that, I didn't enter, and that's okay with me, but they also missed out on thousands of others. Not that there were like thousands and thousands at the event, but like thousands of others that would then tweet about it and more people would come in. If you manage to get in though, you can go and see what you've got in terms of tokens. I don't have very many, but Fabiano did really well, so good work to him. And then also, this is the contract address. So the token is live. It's at a crazy LTV right now. It did strangely. I don't understand how this keeps happening. I would love someone to explain, like, especially with like Jupiter and Meteor's help. How was it that people were buying and selling the token for, I think this is 1 minute candle, for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes amongst bots at $121 billion market cap? It's just absolutely insane. And it just means that every time we load this chart, we have to zoom down here. And I hate that. It was sitting around like 1 billion FTV, and now it's coming down. Look, I think it's a cool product, and I'd love to do a podcast with one of the founders. So I'm not like, I have nothing bad to say about the product. I did a tutorial. It's a great product. Really is. Has so much in real life product market fit. The token seems a bit high in terms of valuation to me personally, because their revenue is like 8-9 million a year. So it doesn't really warrant $1 billion FTV. And their tokenomics are not super amazing. They're not bad though. What they did do well was, of course, letting people purchase it. And by purchasing it at this lower price, everyone that purchased it, they cannot sell it for a few months, but they could always put a short on or hedge or just cross their fingers and hope. And they did a raise here. They did a raise, I think, of 2% with their pools here. Dupe stakers and OG in these different Meteor vaults, which is perfect. We've got here next Kamino Land V2 live on mainnet. And this brings modular lending. It means that approved partners can offer strategies. You put your money in, they take a fee, and they go and deploy it where they think is best. Like these guys here, you can go put some in here, which is getting all these different rewards by plonk it into different systems. Of course, you should probably do this. Not financial advice, but you probably should do this. But take some Sol, stake it with validator.com, supports the channel, supports just staking, and it's there. It's a nice nest egg when Sol does pump up to crazy highs, which I think will certainly happen. But this is a pretty cool thing, and the UI is nice and clean as well. This is the old UI, so definitely an upgrade. Very bullish on Kamino. It is properly cool. Now, this one here is new product from Jupiter. It's called Jupiter Lend. It's powered by Fluid. I haven't done a deep dive into them. You can put yourself onto the wallet early access list, which is crazy. You just click here, you sign a transaction, then you're on the early access. This is very cool because of how much reach Jupiter has. Having said all that, I trust Kamino significantly more because they're battle tested and they're careful, meticulous, and I think that's how you should look after your capital. Fluid, they've come from the EVM world, so I'm not like, I'm sure they're going to have audits and whatnot, and you should use them. There could be some airdrop, but you know, maybe I have 90% of my funds in Kamino that I'm borrowing and lending, and 10% in Jupiter Lend. That's just what I'm thinking at present. Meteor has also done a new UI boost. It's not always loading for me perfectly, but it has been doing okay. It looks very clean. Check it out. And I'm very excited for this and for Met coming in the future. Speaking though of stuff regarding meme coins and whatnot, it's pretty risky out there. I'll cover a little bit more shortly on what my strategy is. Now, the Bitcoin conference is starting tomorrow, I believe. Let's set a Guinness World Record. This is happening in Vegas. I have no alpha here, but I think there's going to be some tokens or projects on the side that are trying to get a bit of exposure. Maybe there's something really clever. And this is purely speculative, and I don't want you to go and put a long on or short on or anything based on this. But this is going to bring a whole lot of people. Someone's probably going to put something onto the sphere. And if not, there may be a pretty cool drone show. And I have a feeling that there'll be something from Bonk. They just think different. They were the only meme coin at Solana conference. They're a major sponsor. They did cool giveaways. They had cool merch. I bought some merch. I bought one of those lucky Bonk statues. And I'm kind of accumulating a little bit more Bonk right now that I would then sell at profits. This is not my main bag. Trump, the orange man, has agreed to delay 50% tariffs on EU until July 9. So Pampit, we'll have to see what happens later, but we'll see how we go. And SUI, we covered briefly, but we didn't cover. We covered just on Twitter or very briefly in video. Massive amount of funds were stolen. I think some say 260, some say 220. I guess if prices go down, then it's less and less as prices tank. 162 million of stolen funds has happened, and these will be going back to the community. Some people are for this, some people are against this. People have different viewpoints, and like at the end of the day, I guess a blockchain needs to be permissionless, but also at the same time, in the very, very early days of things, something like this can just wipe you out. So that's what you have to be very, very mindful of. This video, we'll touch on this very quickly, but the countdown is on for Claynosaurs and Popkins. I'm going to do a dedicated video on this. I think this is going to be really, really cool. And basically, you would have, if you already had like an OG, and if you did class selection, you'll get like a free pack mint. If not, you won't. There's going to be 25,000 of these. And it was your last day yesterday to get amongst us. Now, if you've upgraded to like a class, you will not get a guaranteed mint. Instead, you'll get like a chance to mint. Otherwise, it's going to be $200 in USDC on the SUI network in just a couple of days' time. I'll cover that shortly. Now, they did this announcement like on the 3rd of May. The price pumped up a little bit for Claynosaurs, and then Sol has been strengthening, and it's had a bit of a dip, and then it's dipped down, and right now it's at this point. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's worth buying one of these, even though they're really, really cool. There's other options out there, and I think going heavy into the Popkins mint is what I'm going to do, and I'll cover that in a dedicated video. Flash Trade will have their first Futagi proposal soon. Futagi is still not broadly known about, but it will be. So if you're interested in if you're holding these tokens, learn about it. We cover it in content. It's worthwhile. Now, just quickly touching on the fact that I want to be doing a lot more media content. I'm going to do like some content with showing how to use HawkFi with different strategies. But in terms of the meme coinery, it's hard out there. Like I covered in the trenches. We did all the research. Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes you don't. The reason why Axiom makes so much bank is because they make so much on fees. And they make a whole lot on fees because people are aping into stuff, and that brings max extraction. Max extraction is still here, even if Keisler Ventures is not. Mythical Potato outperforms like 99% of people in the DLMM world. Max total day 4 total wrecked, who's doing a challenge. He hasn't really posted since. So there you are. He's decided, well, I'll check in with him. I hope he's doing okay, because it seems like he's just gone and deleted everything. Sadly. Oh no, there they are. But yeah, he's deleted a lot of stuff. So just keep in mind that whatever strategies you're doing there, sometimes it is better to be really, really boring and just to buy some Sol lower and then sell a little bit higher. There's also a list of wallets that launch a lot of coins and they just rug them instantly. So this is absolutely perfect. Give it a bookmark. It'll be in the link below. Just go and bookmark. Just go and take all these tokens, these and just add them to your own blacklist on GMGN. You can go and blacklist stuff pretty easy in here. Finally, having a quick look at the calendar, more stuff will be coming in here. Obviously, the DAO vote ended a couple of days ago. You had the pre-sale for Dupe Live. Solana Accelerate was amazing. You can see the goods here, TG here, and we'll have more stuff over a little bit later. But one tab that we're also adding to is conferences. So you're going to see there's going to be a lot of conferences around that relate to Solana, or maybe even the SUI or something that looks pretty damn cool. Nothing on right now, but there will be some stuff next month, and then it's just going to be growing and growing and growing. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you stake your soul with validator.com, and make sure you subscribe and check out this video over here. Cheers.